Oh, I swear to God, one of these days I'm not going to screw it up when I go live. So, hi. Once again, hi. Some of you might have caught me on my in my Facebook group, but I like to do this on my business page because then more people can see it, and that's what it's all about. So, let's try this again. Part 2, take 2, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to episode 9 of the Dream Homies live show. I'm really, really pumped. My name is Michelle from MichelleBennett.com, and I'm an interior decorator, and I'm coming at you live every week. So I'm really trying to do this every week. I don't have a set time yet. I'm trying to test out some things and figure out what the best time of day is for me to do this, or the best day and the best time of day. So feedback, welcome. Here's what I know. Middle of the day, no bueno. Nobody shows up to that, so I'm just talking to myself, and that's not a whole lot of fun, but I'll do it anyway. Let's see. Today we're going to talk about floor planning. So I'm going to give you a tool. I'm going to show you how to use the tool. It's going to be really awesome, and I'm going to take you through how to use it and talk a little more about floor planning. But before we do that, we're going to talk about what's new with this girl, what's new with your homegirl, Michelle. So, okay. This is awesome. Okay, so first things first, normally if you've been joining me for a while, then you know that this is accompanied with like a glass of wine. I had dubbed it Homie Happy Hour, but you know, it's happy, whatever. I don't know. That's gone away, but that doesn't mean the wine's gone away. But here is the deal. I wasn't going to have wine at all today because tomorrow I have a very, very important game. It's a championship game. So I wasn't going to drink wine. And then Dave, my partner, just messaged me and basically said that he was getting me wine. But he didn't and so I thought, okay, I'll just have like a glass of wine with my homies. But check this out. He got me these. So I think that the new program that I'm using doesn't reverse anything anymore. So let me know if you're seeing this backwards, which you might be. I have no idea, but it looks like it's not backwards. This is what you call a classy can of wine. So this is how thoughtful he is. He bought me these because tomorrow we're playing a game at 7. And he thought, when we win, right? That's some good mindset stuff right there. When we win, I can crack one of these after the game. And it would be easy, and I can even share them with my friends. So then I thought, well, okay, I need to try one. And like a little bit's not gonna hurt. Don't tell my teammates, but I'm gonna I had to put some ice cubes in there because it's a little warmer than I would like. So I'm not gonna have too much, just a little bit, because I need to hydrate, which I'm hydrating with like a whole bunch of these in a day. But let's just see. Let's just see how the Big Horse Wine Company Pinot Grigio tastes. Tastes like a decent wine to me. Tastes like convenience and it tastes delicious. So, you know what? Big Horse. Okay, first of all, it's not Big Horse. Oh, shit. Oh my God, I love it. It's actually Big House. So you guys probably did notice that I was reading that wrong, which I quite enjoy because it's Dream Homies. And we're talking about how to make our house's interiors better. So this is just a really happy accident right now. So that's happening. So yeah, tomorrow we're playing our championship game. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous. I'm really trying to hydrate. I had real rough practice on Wednesday. This was not in it at all, which reminds me, update on my mindfulness program, which I've been doing technically since I got back from Paris, but the reality of all that is that I missed last week, so that wasn't super good. But I'm really, really excited because since I started, I've always wanted to take time to do the meditation thing, and since I've started, I have successfully meditated I think 10 times, and I've made time for myself every single morning to do this. And today, I actually did 20 minutes. That's a lie. I did 17 minutes because 20 minutes freaked me out. I was like, I can't do that for 20 minutes. I just cannot. So anyways, Yeah, so I'm really, really proud of myself, and I think it's going really well. There's some stuff I'm not doing, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm working on it. What else is new? So let's see. I am doing a photo shoot, another project reveal. Hi, Devon. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm doing another reveal. Hopefully, I don't know. I hope that I don't have to reschedule. We're waiting on some sconces. So I have a client project. We're doing 4 spaces. I'm only photographing 3, only because I'm on a budget. Photography's not cheap, but it's totally worth it. But I just wanted to focus on the key rooms. So we're doing master bedroom, little girl's room, living room, and then I did the dining room. But I will be honest, I'm really excited about her daughter's room because it is adorable, and everybody that's seen it really likes it. So the only thing I'm going to do is give you a sneak peek. The only sneak peek I can give you is this bad boy. No, this guy. So this guy, see, this is hard to do. This guy right here, this is the wallpaper that we used for an accent wall. And let me just tell you, it's freaking glorious. So that's all I got. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to give you as a teaser. Aw, yeah. Devon says, thank you for the shout out, of course. And he's also asking how my life is. So this is me telling you about my life. I'm trying to give you guys a bit of an update. Let's see. So, today I actually met Dave, my partner, for a little bit of lunch. It's really weird because we have not done a lot of this. And I know we talked about doing it before, and for whatever reason, we just didn't make it happen. And so, today I met him for lunch. I had some ramen. It was decent, I guess. I mean, it's decent if you're not someone who had the most amazing ramen while in Paris. I guess. It'll do. But, I think ramen's been ruined for me, so thank you for that, Paris. I mean, I don't even want to go to Japan, because what am I going to do after I have Japan ramen? Japanese ramen. You might notice I have some bruises, so, it was a rough practice on Wednesday, so don't mind those. Okay, so before we get into it, I am going to just ask you guys, if anybody watching this thinks that, you know somebody who might need some floor planning tips, then by all means, share this out. Tag somebody. And I'm actually going to share this with my private Facebook group here. So while I'm doing that, don't mind me. I'm a bit freaked out because I don't know what's going on with my face while I do this right now. And you guys can see while I try to do that, because I cannot figure out how to share it with my Facebook group from my phone. I just end up sharing it on my personal page, and I'm not really into that idea, if I'm being honest. I feel a little vulnerable doing that because those are my actual people in my life, and it's awkward. Let's be real. It's awkward. All right, so I'm sharing it in my Facebook group. So if anybody who's I've notified about that will be all into it. Okay, guys, so here's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to try sharing my screen right now. While I do that, I'm just going to get some things aligned here. So we're going to talk I'm going to give a little shout out right now to a homie. So let's see. Hopefully this is actually showing up as it needs to. But the other day, somebody asked a question about, there we go. Things are sharing. It's a bit weird, I feel. I'm still not sure I know how to share things that are not in a PowerPoint. I didn't do a PowerPoint today because I think I got to balance the amount of time it's going to take me to do this stuff. So anyways, the other day somebody actually asked a question, and this is my Facebook group. So if you're not a member in the group, I would definitely encourage you to join. This is basically a place where people can ask questions, get advice from other homies, and basically just, work towards creating a home that you love. So you can join by searching Dream Homies in Facebook, or you can go to dreamhomies.com. Or not that you need this many options, and I'm sorry, but you can just visit the show notes. So like I was saying last week, I do have show notes. They're not totally up to date yet. So if you go immediately following the show, they're not going to be totally up to date, but you can see that by going to michellebennett.com/show/9. Okay, so the other day, somebody actually asked about their renovations, and I just wanted to give a shout out to, this was the question here. So Claire asked the homies to basically share some insight into kitchen renos. And I knew that Christina, one of the members, had posted about her kitchen reno. So I just tagged her and asked her. So the reality is I don't deal with renovations. So I'm strictly a decorator, and I would really prefer not to give advice, on something that I really don't have enough experience in. So I like to let the other homies answer those questions, because I really do focus on decorating. So, things like furniture, accessories, art, all that good stuff. So that's kind of where my lane is, and I try to stick to my lane. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Christina, who, check this out. She wrote all of this amazingness as a response, super detailed. And after she posted this, I did kind of give her a high five, a virtual high five, because this is honestly why I made the group. And I want people to know that it's not just about me answering. It is about everybody sharing and everybody kind of encouraging each other, giving each other feedback, giving each other great advice like this. So big high five, big shout out to Christina. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. And I do hope that that was helpful for Claire. All right, peeps. So next, every Monday I like to post something just asking our homies, if you have any questions to kind of reach out, and I'll do the best to answer them. So I had a homie who actually happens to be an old teammate, Nicole. She says, not sure if you've done a cleanup or clean out guide. So I asked to kind of elaborate on that front, and we're going to go back to full screen here. I asked her to elaborate on that front, and basically, oh, thanks, Shannon. Shannon says, that's why I love the group, and that's why we love you. But yeah, so she's asking basically kind of how to deal with a cleanup, and I wanted to ask for clarification because I didn't want to get into a whole thing. But basically she is asking how do you kind of do a big sweep of cleaning out your home? And I'm kind of in the process of feeling like I actually need to do this. So you know what? If you're joining me with some wine, have a sip with me. But here's what I would suggest, and it's very straightforward, super simple. Basically, I would attack one room at a time. So start with whatever room you think is the most important for you to kind of make progress on. And basically, I would categorize 3 piles. Pile 1 is things that you're going to keep and maybe reorganized as maybe a phase 2 approach. Pile 2 would be things that you're going to throw away. So things that are not really donatable or things that you can't sell. So let's call it throw away or donate, because I don't want to make too many piles either. And then the third pile might be things that you want to sell. You know what? You can play around with those. If you're just not into selling things, then don't make a pile for that. Maybe it's things I'm going to keep, things I'm going to toss, things I'm going to donate. Whatever works for you. So I'm seeing 4 different categories. Keep, sell, donate, toss. Boom. I would probably keep it to 3 just for simplicity's sake. And then I would really just start maybe in your bedroom, because your bedroom's kind of where things get crazy. And basically, you get clothes that you haven't worn. And, I did start reading whatever that book is, the life-changing. I feel like this book keeps coming up every time I have one of these episodes. I didn't even read it all. But I feel like it's got a good concept behind it, but there's just too much backstory for me. I just needed the steps. So the general premise though is really to assess everything in your home. So starting in your bedroom, if you pull out clothes, really get real with yourself. Are you actually using this? Are you actually wearing this? When's the last time you wore this? If it was 2 years ago, put it in the donate pile, be done with it. So basically just categorize it all into piles. And then, you want to actually move those piles. If you're donating it, try not to keep it in your car for 3 months before you find that donation bin. Try to get rid of it all. And then the next thing I would actually do is that pile of things that you're keeping. This is probably less important in a bedroom, but that pile of stuff that you're keeping, say, if you're cleaning out your basement, I would come up with categories for that. Because what you ideally want to be able to do is have everything have a home. So, if you have, I'm going to try to think of an example here, like lights, for example, light bulbs, electrical cords. I would start categorizing those and putting those all in buckets as well so that you can find a home for them that's consistent. And then what you want to start doing eventually, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not doing this, not even a little bit. You want to make sure everything has a home. So basically when you're, cleaning your house or you're tidying up specifically, what you can do is make sure that like items are in like places. So when Dave asked me where something is, so, where the specific cream is, okay, that sounded weird. He doesn't have a rash or anything. But when he's asking for specific things, I can just know where it is. Because right now, I'm not going to lie, I just put it in a random drawer because I don't want it out. But I don't know where it is, to be honest. But this is what I'm working on, and that's something I suggest that you do too. And another really good tip, when you are tidying, instead of for me, I have stairs in my home. And I find if I'm tidying and I'm trying to put things in their place because I've hopefully designated certain places for things, then I find it really annoying to go up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. So what you want to do is just when you're trying to put things away and you know that all of the things that you have need to go upstairs, just start piling them at the bottom of the stairs. And then when you're ready to go up the stairs, take it all at the same time and then do it once. So that's just a quick tip there. So hopefully that was helpful. I'm just going to do a quick hello to some peeps that were on. So, Elsie, also known as Laura in my world. Hello. Thanks for joining. Shannon, Thronate. I'm not sure what that means. So I'm going to need her to elaborate on that one. Hi, Warren. This is a new name that I have not seen before. Hello and cheers. And hello to Sear. I feel like I might be saying your name wrong, so I'm really, really sorry. Okay, so next things. Okay, let's make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Did the homie shoutouts. I answered the question. Okay, we're getting into floor planning, peeps. I'm going to share the old, I'm going to share this again, and this one's going to be a gooder. So this is where all of the good stuff is going to come in. So I'm really sorry. I've logged in a number of times and it keeps logging me out. I think it's one of those timed things where it logs you out when you're not in it. Okay, so here's the deal, peeps. I do not. So I host a workshop pretty much every quarter at this point, and I talk. And you know what? I got a little ahead of myself. We're not ready. We're not ready for that. I host a workshop every quarter, and the topic is my 5 steps to avoiding decorating mistakes. One of the steps, and if you throw out every other step that I talk about, one of the steps that I talk about is floor planning. And if you don't do anything else, this is a step that you need to do. If you care at all about your home looking balanced, having furniture that fits, not making mistakes that cost you money, or have you not loving your home, this is the step. So the reason you want a floor plan is, like I said, to avoid mistakes. So we're talking things like not having furniture that doesn't fit, finding furniture, buying too much furniture, not having enough furniture, not creating a space that's as functional as you want it to be. Basically, maybe you end up putting furniture throughout, your line of your traffic lines, all of these things. So floor planning is so important because, first of all, shopping for furniture or trying to figure out furniture is overwhelming enough as it is. There's so many couches, there's so many chairs, there's so many different options out there. Why not help yourself narrow it down by creating a floor plan and knowing exactly how big you want that couch, exactly how big you want that chair, so that you know how to just avoid looking at certain things because they just don't meet the plan. So it's really, really helpful, not only for creating a space that works for you, but also because it's going to help you minimize all of the overwhelm when you're actually looking for the options. So here's what I'm suggesting. There are lots of great free tools available online, but the one I'm going to talk about today is called Roomle.com. So basically it's ROOMLE.com, and this is basically what we're dealing with. So give me the old thumbs up or something to let me know that you are seeing the screen as you should be and everything's all good. So here's what we're going to see. I used to use this program for client work, so I got a lot of floor plans, and if we have time, I might show you a couple of examples of some stuff that I've done. I don't use this program anymore. I actually use I use a different program. It's a little bit more it's a little more in depth, and it's not free. It's a little more pricey, but it's better for what I need to do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to show you how easy this is. So we're going to start now. Step one is obviously going to be you're going to measure your room. So when you're measuring your room, you want to make sure you measure the length of the walls, the height. You want to know how high your ceilings are. Okay, we're going to call this, let's say, master bedroom. You're going to measure, you also want to measure, okay, this happened before. I don't know. This is a bit of an annoying thing that's been happening. If this doesn't work, I'm going to lose my mind because I just tested it, but I think we're good. So you want to measure the width of the windows, where the windows actually fall on the wall. You need to know, you know, how furniture actually impacts, or how your windows impact your furniture. So sometimes you might have a couch in front of a window, and you want to make sure that you're not covering that window as much as possible. So this right here looks like there's nothing going on, but I promise you there's a lot going on. So this is basically your space to create and draw your floor plan. So you can see my cursor actually has a dot. Now, it might be a bit small for you to see, and for you guys, it looks like you're seeing it as a cursor as opposed to the dot that I'm seeing, but hopefully you'll get the idea. So the first thing we're going to do is draw our wall. So to draw your wall, you're just going to click once, and then you're going to drag. So this is literally how easy this is. So what you're going to do is you can actually see, if you were paying attention, you could actually see the number. And I'm just like taking a peek because there's a delay. Okay, I want to make sure you can see that. But you can actually see now, to relieve yourself of this cursor and move this, because I want to actually, okay, we're going to delete and start over. I'm going to do it over here. Okay, so you double click and then you start dragging. So you can see here, so if my wall, let's say my bedroom is 15 by 15, it's a perfect square, let's say, so 15 feet by 15. You can basically just look at the number and then give it, you know, stop when it's around 15. You can also, if I relieve myself, I can double click that line. Sorry, guys. You can click that line and hit and actually take a look at the length and actually manually input that length. Super easy stuff. Okay, so we're going to move this so that it's a little closer. So then I'm going to draw my next one. And it's been a little while since I've used this. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So it's not super, it's actually good for me to show you how easy it is because it has been so long since I've actually used this program. So then you're basically going to make the line here, here, and here, because most rooms are basically squares or rectangles of some sort that are closed on all ends. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do, so you actually want to make sure that it's the height. So you want it to represent the height of your room. So the way you're going to do that is by clicking this little icon in the corner, the little gears icon, and you're going to look at ceiling height. So hopefully you've measured, obviously, before you've done this, and you know that your ceiling height is actually 8 feet, which is fairly common in Toronto. Let's say 8 feet 3 inches. Okay, so now what's going to happen is it's going to account for the actual height of your ceiling. Okay, so you've obviously got a door. So what we're going to do now is add the door. So you click the little icon on the right, which was called the catalog, and you're going to click on doors. And you're going to see all the door options here. So what I'm going to do is, it's an internal door. So I'm going to do, it's going to pop up a little one. You're going to insert the object, and it's going to just show up. So I've measured, and this is not where this actually, let's say it was over here. Now, in a perfect world, you've actually measured the width of the door. So you're going to click it in order to change it, and you're going to click the eye. So basically, every time you input something into this floor plan, in order to change the default measurements that actually occur or are automatically entered, you just click the little eye for, I guess, information. So let's see, we're going to take a look. The width, you know what, the width of the door is 32. We're going to say that it's like 7 feet high. Good to go. Something weird has happened though. We're going to do it again because sometimes things are temperamental. And also I noticed that it's actually pretty slow. Hopefully you're not hearing my laptop go crazy. Of course, when you need things to work, I actually think my laptop's, I don't know if you can hear how crazy it's going right now. It's actually frozen. I gotta do, oh, here we go. Okay, so that did not like that, obviously. There we go. Okay, so that's program. You know, you really can't control. Sometimes it's a bit temperamental, and I think it's a little angry right now with how many floor plans I actually have in here. Okay, so we're going to pretend the door is over here. So now we're going to add windows because obviously, hopefully you're not living in a cave. If you're living in a cave, no judgments, but we're not going to live in a cave here. So we're going to add 2 windows. So you can see here that you can actually click 2, insert objects, and then you're going to add your windows. So maybe in this case, there's only 2 windows, and you're actually going to make sure that you're paying attention to where these are in relation to the wall. So you've measured. Hopefully you know that between the 2 windows, it's 3 feet. So you're going to account for that. You can actually kind of just tap it over. You're going to change. You can click on information again if you need to change the size of the window. Another thing you want to do is the height from the floor. So one of these numbers, probably this last one, the Z, if we say Z, or I don't even know. One of those is American, one of those is Canadian. But you can change the height off of the floor here. So you want to actually account for all that. So basically we have our floor plan. I'm going to pretend there's no, actually let's actually add a closet in here because what kind of room doesn't have a closet? So basically you just kind of click it once. Let me tell you guys. Things aren't working as smoothly as I would like to for this little tutorial. Let's be real. This is not my friend. Okay, so this does look like it's a little crooked. So we're going to move it up there. And we're going to add some closet doors because what kind of closet doesn't have doors? The kind of closet that clearly does not want to have. So I'm actually just going to do an opening. The closets aren't, or the doors aren't perfect. Actually, we're going to do a double leaf door. You're not going to always be able to find exactly what is out there. Like you're not going to be able to find necessarily exactly what your room has, and I don't like that door. I'm actually just going to do an opening just for the sake of having some sort of closet there because I'm not going to find the kind of doors that I want in here. So we're just going to open this up so that we know that there's a closet and there's an opening. Okay. So now comes the fun part. You know that you need to basically add furniture, and this is your basic space. So we're going to start with a bed because obviously we need a bed. So you click on the icon right in the middle, which is furniture, and then you're going to try to use the search tool, but it's a bit temperamental, so it might not work. Okay, we've got a bed. Don't worry about what the bed looks like. At the end of the day, you really just want to be placing something in there that represents the size of the bed. So maybe we are going to have it here right in front of the windows, which I don't mind. And then we might add some nice drapery because we want it to feel like a focal point. Then you want a couple side tables. Oh, here we go. Bedside table definitely would not be, we're going to do 2. So I'm going to add 2. And these are going to fall here. And then we're going to start placing those kind of where they need to go. Things are going to get real fun real soon. I'm going to add a dresser, because we're going to take a look at this in 3D, and you're going to love how helpful this is. So I don't want to go crazy. I really just want to be able to show you guys. So see, sometimes it doesn't even have, we're going to go to bedroom. It's actually categorized by room as well, which is really great. It's a little slow right now because that's how it does, which is honestly, Roomal, you're really not making for an easy tutorial right now. Okay, we're not going to worry about the dresser because I don't want to waste people's time. So check this out. On the bottom here, this is extremely cool. There's a 3D view button. This is what you click in order to start seeing things a little bit more in a more realistic way. And I find that this can really help you with your, like, just to understand the balance of things, like how high things should be. And it just gives you a better feel. Now, the problem right now is that it's really, really slow. So I'm going to take a sip of wine. But you can actually see things are happening here. Okay. So check this out. And it's adorable. You can see things happening. It actually acts like it's unpacking the furniture for you, which is super cool. So you basically just zoom in, take a look. We're going to do a little of this. And you can just kind of see how things, now what I'm going to do is actually, you can change, let's change the wall color. So another thing you can do is actually change the wall color just so that there's a little more contrast. Honestly, guys, I'm having, you can actually undo as well, which is really helpful. I might be able to do the wall color here. Let's see. So click on this, do the old info. I'm not going to do all of it, but let's make the wall color something that has a little more, we're going to go gray. I'm only going to do the one wall here, just for the sake of time, but then you can actually see the contrast when we do this 3D view. It's pretty, it's not the most amazing 3D view, I'll be honest, but it does help you, and you can change the color of the furniture, but it really does help you. This is a very generic floor planning tool. It's not all the bells and whistles. It's not like an amazing 3D rendering by any means, but this really helps you figure out the size of your furniture. So this is an example basically of a free tool. So that is completely free, guys. You basically want to be using that. I don't know if this is actually really slow right now, if it's even, my computer, I'm going to shut this down. My computer is actually, I think we're okay now. My computer's really angry, and it's working overtime. So I think that I angered it with that program in addition to this program that I'm running. So I'll have to work on that. So I'm hoping that there wasn't too much of a delay, but hopefully you get the idea. This online tool is completely free, and it helps you completely plan out a room in a really easy way. Now, like I said, it's been a really long time since I used that specific tool. I did go in a little bit earlier to refresh my memory, but the fact that things were going so slow was not helping my cause. But it's a really, really simple tool without a steep learning curve. So the idea is you want to measure everything, measure the windows, measure the door, measure exactly where things fall on the wall, and then start placing furniture in there. Start figuring out and start playing around with configurations. And the way I do it, and I was going to show you some examples, but because my program's just so angry, I'm actually going to close down some stuff and hope that that helps. But what you want to do is exhaust all ideas. So what I do is I play with one floor plan, I save it, then I basically open up, I copy it, clone it, because you don't want to redo all the walls and stuff. And then I play with the new floor plan. I save it, clone it. I keep playing with a whole bunch of different ideas until we have a winner. And basically the winner is always the one that is both functional and beautiful and well laid out. So I'm always thinking about focal point, where I want that main furniture to be, because all of this is really important when you're walking into a room where you want to drive that eye. I'm really, really nervous. I'm pretty sure that this is no longer working. So I'm going to wrap it up because I'm actually seeing that it was interrupted and we're having a little bit of issues here. So let's see. Are we back? We seem to be back. I'm so sorry. That was a really terrible feed. Here's a little lesson learned, which I keep learning valuable lessons every time I do these. I can't run intense programs in the background and expect to share my screen because that's just going to make Facebook Live super angry. So the last tip I'm going to give you, and I'm hoping that this is actually still recording and I'll be able to share the replay, is once you figure out which floor plan you want to move forward with, I would tape it out. So you're going to basically find furniture the size that you're actually inputting into the program, which will be really awesome because, like I said, you're going to know what furniture to look for, but you also need to validate that that furniture exists. So if you're putting an armchair that's like 20 inches by 20 inches because that's all that's going to fit, newsflash, you can't put armchairs in that room because there's not enough room, and I'm going to be real, there's no armchair that's that small. So you want to get real with yourself. When you're figuring things out, go online to your favorite retailers, find a couch quickly to make sure to see that that couch that you're really trying to fit, if it's really small, actually exists in the world. So once you figure that out, then you're going to start taping it on the floor. So go into the room, ideally empty things out, tape out the bed for the example that we were just doing, tape out the side tables, the dresser, and then you want to sit and walk around and make sure there's an appropriate amount of space everywhere. I'm not going to get into guidelines with regards to floor planning today because that's like a whole other topic in itself. But this is a really good start for you guys to figure out how to actually figure out the best configurations and sizes for furniture. So thank you so much for joining, guys. Cheers. I apologize for the mess of a live session that was, but you know what? They'll get better as I go, and I realize what I can and can't do and what the World Wide Web can and can't handle. So cheers. And again, if you're not already a homie, go to, you can join by going to the show notes. There's a link there for you, but michellebennett.com. If you're interested in learning about my services, I did just launch coaching and I'm really excited about it. It's basically for anybody who, maybe can't afford to work with me in a full capacity, or people who already have really great ideas, but they're afraid to move forward because they're afraid of making the wrong decisions. So you can learn all about that at michellebennett.com. You can click on the services tab, or if you don't feel like reading, because sometimes I often don't, you can just click the discovery button, the book a discovery call button on the bottom. God, I never know what way to point. On the bottom right of the screen when you're on my website. So that's all for now, guys. I hope to God that actually recorded and it wasn't a mess. But hopefully next week we'll come back and things will be much better. Have an awesome weekend. Bye, guys.